Hello there. Are you actively choosing foods you believe are nourishing your body, especially as you navigate your senior years? It's a commendable effort, truly. But what if I told you that some of those very healthy choices, vegetables you've trusted for years, might be subtly, almost silently, dimming the vibrant world you see around you? It's a concerning thought, isn't it? You might notice that reading the morning paper strains your eyes more than it used to, or perhaps recognizing a grandchild's smile from across the room isn't as effortless as before. Many chalk these changes up to the simple passage of time, an inevitable part of aging. But what if the real issue isn't just age, but something sitting innocently on your dinner plate, prepared in ways you've never thought to question? I've heard stories, and perhaps you have too, of vibrant, clear-minded seniors who find their vision gradually fading, not due to some dramatic illness, but potentially linked to everyday foods consumed with the best intentions. It's a situation that calls for awareness, not alarm. Today, we're going to delve into 5 common vegetables that, when prepared or consumed in certain ways, could be posing an unexpected risk to your eyesight. This isn't about fear-mongering, it's about empowering you with knowledge. And before we jump in, if you're finding value in discussions like these and you want to stay informed on how to best support your health, why not take a moment to subscribe to our channel? Go ahead and click that bell icon too, so you won't miss out on future insights. Your engagement truly helps us understand what matters most to you. If this topic resonates, type a 1 in the comments. If it doesn't quite hit the mark, a 0 will let us know. We appreciate your honesty. 1. Reheated spinach. The deceptive leftover. For decades, spinach has been championed as a powerhouse of nutrition. We've been told it's packed with iron, essential for energy, and a cornerstone of a healthy diet. Many seniors incorporate it into omelets, soups, and stews, believing they're doing their bodies a great service. And fresh spinach certainly has its merits. But what if that leftover spinach, the portion you conscientiously saved and reheated, is secretly undermining your eye health? The truth is, when spinach is cooked, cooled, and then reheated, a subtle chemical transformation can occur. Spinach is naturally high in nitrates. While harmless in their original form, these nitrates can convert into nitrites upon reheating. Now, why should this concern you? These nitrites can contribute to something called oxidative stress within the body. Think of it as a kind of internal rusting process that can damage delicate cells and tissues. Your eyes, particularly the intricate network of tiny blood vessels in your retina, are exquisitely sensitive. Over time, this repeated exposure could potentially compromise these vessels, possibly affecting clarity, making it harder to adjust to bright lights, and in some scenarios, contributing to the slow decline of vision. You might not notice it at first, perhaps a slight increase in floaters, or your eyes feeling a bit more tired after a day of reading. You might dismiss it as just getting older. But beneath the surface, these repeated small exposures could be adding up. Many of us, in an effort to be frugal and avoid food waste, which are admirable qualities, regularly reheat leftovers. But it's worth asking, is the convenience of that reheated spinach worth even a sliver of risk to the clarity of your vision? This isn't to say you must banish spinach from your kitchen forever. The key here seems to be in how it's handled after that initial cooking. So what should you do instead? Prioritizing freshly cooked spinach is likely the best approach. If you do cook a larger batch, perhaps consider creative ways to use it cold in salads the next day, rather than reheating. Before you automatically pop those leftovers in the microwave, ask yourself, is this choice truly supporting my long-term eye health? Or could there be a wiser way? This awareness is the first step. But spinach isn't the only green leafy vegetable with a surprising caveat when it comes to your eyes. Another popular superfood might be presenting challenges you haven't considered. 2. Raw kale in smoothies. When superfood needs a second look, kale. It's been hailed as a nutritional champion, hasn't it? You see it touted in health magazines, blended into vibrant green smoothies, and praised for its abundance of vitamins and antioxidants. Many health-conscious seniors aiming to stay energetic and sharp have enthusiastically embraced raw kale, particularly in their morning drinks. The intention is wonderful, to flood the body with goodness. But what if this daily ritual, meant to boost your health, is inadvertently creating an imbalance that could affect your vision? The reality is, raw kale, especially when consumed in large quantities frequently, contains high levels of compounds called oxalates. Now, oxalates are naturally occurring, but they have a peculiar characteristic. They can bind to essential minerals like calcium and zinc. Why does this matter for your eyes? Calcium and zinc are absolutely vital for maintaining the health of your retina and macula, the parts of your eye responsible for sharp, central vision. When oxalates bind with these minerals, they can form tiny, insoluble crystals, making it harder for your body to absorb the very nutrients your eyes depend on. It's as if these superfood smoothies might be, in a way, locking up some of the good stuff. You might be doing everything else right, staying active, hydrating well, avoiding smoking, yet you experience unexplained eye fatigue, a subtle blurriness, or a bothersome haze in bright light. It can be perplexing. The effects are often subtle at first, perhaps a feeling that your eyes just aren't as crisp as they used to be. Could that daily raw kale smoothie be a hidden contributor? The good news is that you don't necessarily have to give up kale entirely if you enjoy it. The solution here often lies in preparation. Lightly steaming or sautéing kale can significantly reduce its oxalate content, making those valuable nutrients more readily available to your body, including your eyes. So, if you've been diligently blending raw kale every morning, it might be worth considering a shift. Ask yourself, could a simple change in how I prepare this vegetable unlock more of its benefits while minimizing potential drawbacks for my vision? It's about working smarter with these powerful foods. Now, if a seemingly virtuous green like raw kale can present such nuances, what about foods that come with a more obvious tang and a history of preservation? Let's talk about pickled vegetables. 3. Pickled vegetables. A salty story with blurry lines. Pickled vegetables. That satisfying crunch of a dill pickle, the zesty tang of sauerkraut, the sharp bite of pickled beets. These flavors often evoke a sense of nostalgia, don't they? They're common accompaniments to meals, adding a burst of flavor. But while they tantalize the taste buds, what if some of these preserved delights are quietly imposing a strain on your delicate eye structures? The primary concern with many commercially pickled vegetables is their remarkably high sodium content. We're not talking about a mere pinch of salt. A single serving can deliver a substantial portion of your recommended daily sodium intake, sometimes far more than aging bodies, and particularly aging blood vessels, can comfortably handle. Now, we often associate high sodium intake with elevated blood pressure, and that's certainly a risk. But let's zoom in on the eyes. Excess sodium can put a strain on the tiny, delicate capillaries that nourish your retina. Over time, this consistent pressure can weaken these vessel walls. This might manifest as subtle changes at first. Perhaps your vision isn't quite as sharp, or you notice more floaters. In more pronounced cases, it can contribute to conditions like hypertensive retinopathy, where high blood pressure visibly damages the retinal blood vessels. Many don't realize this is happening until their vision has already been noticeably affected. Beyond the sodium, some commercially prepared pickled items might also contain artificial preservatives or colorings. While research is ongoing, some of these additives have been anecdotally linked to increased inflammation or oxidative stress in the body, general states that are rarely beneficial for overall health, including the intricate systems that support clear vision. It's not just about what's in the pickle, but what else might be along for the ride. So what should you do? If you enjoy pickled foods, moderation is absolutely key. Reading labels to understand sodium content is a wise first step. Perhaps consider making your own quick pickles at home where you can control the salt. Before you reach for that jar, ask yourself, is this intense flavor hit worth the potential cumulative strain on my eyes and circulatory system? It's about being mindful of these concentrated sources of sodium. And this theme of too much of a good thing continues with our next item, a culinary staple celebrated for its potent properties. 4. Garlic in high doses. When a healer becomes a hindrance. Garlic. For generations, it's been revered not just for its pungent flavor that elevates so many dishes, but also for its reputed health benefits. It's often hailed as a natural supporter of heart health, a circulation booster. And indeed, garlic contains compounds with remarkable properties. Many seniors, conscious of cardiovascular health, might even turn to garlic supplements or consume it generously in its raw form. But what if this well-intentioned enthusiasm, this more is better approach, could have an unexpected downside for your eyes? The truth is, garlic, especially when consumed in very large quantities or in concentrated supplement form, possesses natural blood-thinning properties. Now, for some, under medical guidance, this might be a desired effect. However, for aging eyes, this can be a double-edged sword. Your retina is crisscrossed with incredibly fine, delicate blood vessels. As we age, these vessels can naturally become a bit more fragile. If the blood is also thinner than usual, particularly if one is also taking prescribed blood-thinning medications, the risk of tiny, spontaneous bleeds within the eye can increase. This might manifest as a sudden increase in floaters, a smoky or hazy appearance to your vision, or even more significant disturbances. Patients have sometimes described these experiences without connecting them to their high garlic intake. They were seeking benefits for their heart, never imagining a potential link to these visual changes. The issue isn't that garlic is inherently bad, it's about the dose and the context. A clove or two in your cooking? Generally, that's a wonderful way to add flavor and some health benefits. But consuming multiple raw cloves daily or taking high-dose garlic supplements without discussing it with your doctor, especially if you're on other medications, that's where the balance can tip. So what's the sensible approach? Enjoy garlic as part of a balanced diet. If you're considering garlic supplements for a specific health concern, it's crucial to discuss this with your healthcare provider, who understands your full health picture. Before you significantly increase your garlic intake, ask yourself, am I using this powerful plant wisely? Or could I be unknowingly creating an imbalance that might affect something as precious as my sight? From the potent to the seemingly plain, our final vegetable also comes with a caveat when it's not in its most natural state. 5. Canned corn. Convenience with a hidden cost to clarity. Canned corn. It's a pantry staple in many homes, isn't it? Sweet, golden, and incredibly convenient. It often finds its way into weeknight dinners, casseroles, and salads. For many seniors, it's a familiar, easy, and seemingly harmless option. But what if that convenience comes with a trade-off for your eye health, particularly when compared to its fresher counterparts? The concern with canned corn often lies in what can be lost during the processing and what might be added. Fresh or even frozen corn retains significant amounts of lutein and zeaxanthin, two powerful antioxidants that are like nutritional superheroes for your eyes. These compounds are concentrated in the macula and play a vital role in filtering out harmful blue light and protecting against age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision impairment in older adults. During the high-heat canning process, some of these beneficial nutrients can be diminished. So, while you're getting calories and fiber, you might be missing out on the full spectrum of eye protective compounds that fresh or frozen corn can offer. Furthermore, to enhance flavor and shelf life, many canned corn varieties are packed with added sodium and sometimes sugars. These are often listed subtly as seasoned or sweet kernel. As we've discussed, excess sodium can contribute to issues like increased intraocular pressure, putting strain on the optic nerve. And a diet consistently high in added sugars can promote inflammation throughout the body, which is rarely conducive to optimal vascular health, including the delicate blood vessels nourishing your eyes. You might think, it's just a bit of corn, how bad can it be? But these small, repeated dietary choices can accumulate over time. The good news is, the alternative is simple and readily available. Opting for fresh corn when it's in season or choosing plain, frozen corn are excellent strategies. These choices generally offer more of the good stuff with less of the added sodium and sugar. Before you automatically reach for that can, ask yourself, could a small switch to fresh or frozen provide my eyes with better nutritional support without the hidden extras? So, we've explored how even seemingly healthy vegetables, when prepared or consumed in certain ways, might present unexpected challenges to our eye health. The intention here isn't to create a list of forbidden foods, but to foster a deeper awareness. Growing older doesn't mean we must passively accept a decline in our senses, including our precious eyesight. The problem isn't usually the vegetables themselves, but often how they are processed, prepared, or consumed in excess. Your body thrives on balance. The key is to prioritize whole, minimally processed foods whenever possible. Think vibrant carrots, rich in beta-carotene for vitamin A production, colorful bell peppers bursting with vitamin C, ripe tomatoes offering lycopene. Even kale, when lightly cooked, becomes a wonderful source of those eye-loving lutein and zeaxanthin. The first step is always awareness. Take a moment to look at your regular eating habits. Are there patterns, like frequently reheating certain leftovers, or relying heavily on processed versions of vegetables that you could gently adjust? The second step is to prioritize those fresh or minimally processed options. And finally, remember that consistency is key. Small, positive changes made regularly can have a profound impact over time. Your vision is your window to the world. It allows you to read, to drive, to see the faces of loved ones, to witness the beauty of a sunset. It's worth protecting with mindful, informed choices. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Having listened to this, what's one small adjustment or one new piece of information you plan to consider in your own approach to food and eye health? Sharing your thoughts can inspire others too. If this discussion was helpful, please comment with a 1. If it missed the mark for you, a 0 is perfectly fine. Your feedback helps us create better content. Thank you for investing your time with us today. Don't forget to like this video if you found it valuable, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more insights into living your healthiest life. Here's to clear vision and vibrant living on your own terms.